Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I am going to go over the latest update of Nuclear Tech mod, which adds a lot of things but mainly the pneumatic tubes for instant item transfer. So as the name suggests, these tubes use compressed air in order to transfer items, and based on the pressure level of the air, you can transfer items from 10 blocks all the way to 1000 blocks. Also, I'll cover a lot of other changes, so make sure to use the timestamps in the description. And without any further ado my guys, let's get straight into this video. Now before we set up a pneumatic tube system, we need compressed air, and that is where the air intake comes in. So the air intake is a 2x2 block which looks something like this, and it requires power in order to run. Now when powered, it is fully animated, and it has an internal buffer of 2000 HE and a compressed air buffer of 1 bucket. Now when you stack these and run these together, they look pretty awesome. And from the other side, we can connect the pipes to store all of that compressed air in a tank. Now the symbol for the compressed air is pretty awesome. Like, it is different from all of the other fluids that we have. It is completely just a symbol, and yeah, that's how the tank looks when it's set to compressed air, and it's already full. So 20,000 millibuckets per second for a single air intake. And now we come to the compact compressor. Now this one works similar to the normal compressor, it's just smaller in size. So it looks kinda like the tank and the powered condenser that we have, just different paint on it. And the internal GUI is very same to the compressor. It can go from all the way 0 pressure units to 5 pressure units. Now let's compress the air to 1 pressure unit by connecting this tank and setting it to buffer mode, and setting the compressor to take in the compressed air. Now with that, we have compressed air here, and supplying this with power will make it work. And we will start producing 1 pressure unit of compressed air with 1 pressure unit basically. Now it can also take upgrades, the speed and the power saving upgrade. And with all of that done, now let's set the pneumatic pipes. As you can see, we have not made any connections to the chest. That is where the screwdriver comes in. Single right click will set the pipe to an output mode. Shift right click will set it to an input mode, which can be seen from these arrows like this. And also doing the same action again will remove the connection from the chest. So now that we have made this connection here, only the output side can be right click. So on the GUI, you can see we have an internal buffer for compressed air. You can change which pressure unit of compressed air you need to use here. Also whether to use this with redstone or not. Then we have a list for blacklist and whitelist, and also the round robin mode or a random mode for basically rotating items, and also priority system from first to last, last to first, or random. Now make sure to remember that on a single piece of pneumatic tube, you can only connect a single inventory. So for example, I can't have 2 crates on a single piece of, or basically a single block of pneumatic tube. So I'm going to whitelist these items here, but as we don't have compressed air right now, nothing is going to happen. So in order to connect the compressed air, you have to make sure that you connect it to an output side. So here is the output side, or the output of the pneumatic tube. We can connect our pipe here, and as soon as that connection is done, the items have already been transferred. This system works pretty fast. It takes out roughly 4 stacks of item at the same time. And as this is set to round robin, we have nearly equal items in all 3 of these. If we set it to work with redstone and I change the priority here, then the items will be distributed in a different way. All this needs to work is just 1 pressure unit of compressed air. However, we cannot reach that chest which is more than 10 blocks away right now. For that, we will need 2 pressure units of compressed air, not 1. So let's do that. Let's expand this system. So first I'm going to basically change the compression, then add another compact compressor here. These, when stacked, they look pretty awesome, just like the powered condenser. And now I can connect the input pipes like this. So that's 1 pressure unit of compressed air going as the input, and we are producing 2 pressure unit of compressed air as the output. And we connect this like this. However, nothing will happen right now, because the pipe has been turned off right now. It is in redstone mode. So if I flick this lever on, now this will start filling up with 2 pressure units of compressed air, and we can use it to transfer items all the way to 25 blocks. So that is how the chest here, which is 17-18 blocks away, will also receive items. And you can stack these 5 times to go all the way to 5 pressure units. Next up, to go over some changes for conveyor belts, these will now produce ghost entities like this and will path find to basically connect automatically. In survival, this will take all of the conveyors or the required number of conveyors out of your inventory. And the same goes for conveyor lifts and conveyor chutes. So these will travel up and down automatically. You won't need to craft the lift and the chute separately like we used to before. However, this will only work if there is no other route than going up or down. So that is why I have produced kind of like a block here. So we can produce a lift, and in a similar way, we can produce or basically put down a chute like this. And this will also consume conveyor belts like it did before. And the system works kind of the same like it used to. It's just that you don't need additional lifts or chutes. However, in creative mode, if you are making this, then it will break the entire belt if you break one thing. Also, shift right clicking these will place one belt at a time. It won't produce the ghost entities. Also, the what you call it, the aluminum bearing ore, it is crucible smelting. So you can smelt it in a crucible. It will give you small amounts of sodium along with aluminum and a lot of stone. And talking about stone, we have the Lightstone tile, which is produced with the using limestone and normal stone, I think. Comes in these following 4 to 5 variants, also has stairs and slabs. Looks pretty good. I kind of made a build with this one. I'll show that later on. Also, the laser rifle, it has new updates or new modifications basically. So the beam splitter upgrade, it will split the beam into 3 parts like this. Then we also have the capacitor upgrade, which will increase the capacity from 24 to 36. And finally, we have the automatic receiver upgrade, which will turn this rifle into an automatic rifle. So that's all of the upgrades for the laser rifle. And finally, a lot of new structures were added. There is the oil rig, which is near here. Then there is the aircraft carrier and also the beach boat. However, I was only able to find the oil rig here. So this right here is the entire oil rig. Looks pretty cool. It has been damaged and is kinda abandoned. So if we take a look here, then you will see a lot of blocks have been broken. There on the left you can see the tank has also been broken, but inside here you will find a lot of chests and crates. So there are plenty of crates, but basically be careful because there are landmines here and also blocks of explosive like these explosive charges that you see here. So make sure you don't fall and try taking minimum damage from these landmines here. Now, while we explore, I also want to go over some of the other changes that were made. Like for example, the dud model has been completely changed. It looks something like this now. I was not able to find it in this world, but yeah, this is how it looks like. Now the explosive radius of the 50 BMG bullets, the 7.62 mm bullets and the 10 gauge shotgun shells, they have been reduced as it was pretty overpowered before. Also the RBMK fuel rods. Now the NEI will show the recycling recipes for them. So for example, if your rod is too hot now, it can be recycled, then NEI will show that you need to cool it down in a spent fuel pool drum first and then it can be cooled down. Also, the xenon recipe in the chemical plant and the biogas recipe, if I remember correctly, it needs compressed air now. Before, it didn't used to take anything, but now it will take compressed air. And the diesel generator sound loop has also been changed. So that is all I had for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and also learned something from it. If you did, please do smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out and stay safe, my dudes.